Hello everyone, Mapler here, your host. Before the podcast starts, I just want to say a few things. First off, there is some language in this episode of the podcast. It's very minor, it's kind of quiet as well, but just so you know, there is some. That's my bad. I'll try not to cuss on the next ones, but just so you know, there is some minor language in this. Also, this is our first rerun of the podcast, so any feedback is appreciated. We want to make this podcast the best it can possibly be, and this is kind of our test run. We don't know what you guys would like to hear or like to listen to. Same thing, whatever. So if you want a smaller group of people, larger group of people, different types of topics, we're all ears at the podcast team. We want to make this the best we can possibly be for the community, and we need your help to do that. So feel free to comment in the comment section if you're listening on the YouTube video, or DM myself, Mapthor, Soars, or Rafi, since we are kind of the heads of the podcast. Mainly myself and Soars, but Rafi's kind of our head honcho because he's the Valar. We gotta do what he wants, kind of. Anyway, yeah, just please give us any feedback. We'd love to hear it. Anyway, on with the podcast. I hope you all enjoy. Hello there. Ladies and gentlemen.
This is off to a great start.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the newly created 3.0 MCME Podcast. It was but a mere yesterday when we recorded the last one, good old March 2019, when we said we'd be doing monthly. That didn't happen. So now we're back 11 months later with the next rendition of the MCME Podcast. I am your host, Mapthor, taking over for Arkengard, who has mysteriously disappeared. And I am here with some guide friends, Awaywin, Ben, Matthew, and Wazowski. We're going to go down the line and introduce them. So, first in line we have Craig, our beautiful recording bot. Thank you. Next is Awaywin, if you want to say something.
Hi, my name is Waywin, and my favorite color is green.
Goddamn. All right. Ben.
Hi, I'm Ben, and I really like. I don't even know what I like, so I don't like anything right now.
Nice.
This is like the first day of class.
Yes, we're doing icebreaker activities. Guys. Come on.
Yes.
I'm Map. I'm your host. Yeah, that's really about it. I'm a guide. All these people are guides. We do stuff. Matthew.
Hi, I'm Matthew. The world is a lie.
Great. And lastly, Wazowski.
Hi, I'm Wazowski, and my daddy's stronger than your daddy.
Aww.
Well done. All right.
It's a lot.
So, we have a few topics to talk about today on the first podcast of 2020. First off, MCME just got its 1.14 update a few weeks ago, which pretty saucy, let me tell you. We got more plugin additions for 1.14. The texture packs got up. More development tools are being added, like a book that can help you warp to places by great developer Quasar. I probably butchered that name, but yeah, he gets some credit there. We also got a website revamp by Toady, which is very nice. Not the forums, just the home website. Looks fancy now. Makes us look professional. Yeah. So we're still converting over from 1.14. Not everything's done though. We have some paintings that are a bit off, and Dol Amroth's still laggy, as it always is. And we can never change that. So, that's really all it is about 1.14. We had some survival thing going. And yeah. Anyone want to have anything else to talk about, or? Great. I knew that was coming. Nice. So, second up is probably one of the most recent events, Christopher Tolkien's death. So Christopher Tolkien was the son of J.R. Tolkien, if I'm correct.
Mm-hmm.
And he was the guy who wrote all the maps for Lord of the Rings book and helped publish some of the unfinished stories from Professor Tolkien. Do you guys?
Yeah, some of his works were he published. Let's see, the Silmarillion, the Children of Hurin, Baron and Luthien, the most recent. I'm pretty sure those are most of what he's published.
Yeah. There was one that was
Unfinished
recently.
Tales.
It was about the first issue.
Didn't he
Histories.
publish The Fall of Gondolin too? As like the newest one?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's the most recent.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So brave.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yes. Fallen
Um,
Warrior.
Yeah, died at the age of 95, my apologies. Yeah, very sad day. So yeah, may he rest well, and hopefully, the Amazon Lord of the Rings series will be good, not under his guidance anymore. Because I think he had some role in just watching over, seeing what happens,
Yeah.
like he did with Lord of the
Whoa!
Rings.
Isn't that a little convenient though?
Yeah,
Oh my
it
God.
is.
I didn't know that.
No.
Well, like
What?
the Tolkien
Oh,
estate just got taken over by like all the
The producer.
children's
No.
children, all the
Mhm.
grandchildren.
yeah, obviously, like the
that's right.
Tolkiens are still involved, but like that was
Yeah.
he was our most direct connection to his
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
dad.
That guy.
Oh, I just that's kind of whack.
Yeah, and I think
Oh.
he was consulted a few times for Lord of the
Whack or
Rings and Hobbit
whacked?
movies. I'm not 100% sure, but
I'm sure he was. I
very
feel like
sure he
Peter
was.
Jackson was pretty
Oh yeah.
trying to be pretty faithful.
Definitely. So yeah, it's a hard loss in the fantasy community. Yeah, may he rest well in the vast lands of the far green country, as Gandalf said. Nice. So next on our list, the 2020 promotions. Oh boy. So we're not
Woohoo!
gonna. We had a
This is my
whole
favorite.
year of promotions to cover, but we're not gonna do that because we don't want to be here for a long time. So we're gonna talk about the big ones. So Mershi got artist. Good job, man. Ben,
Yeah.
who's here with us, got
Oh,
guide.
MG.
And the man, the myth, the legend, the head builder,
The
BWAT.
big waste of time.
It's what it means. It's what it means. Don't forget.
Yeah.
What it means,
Okay.
or blood waste, whatever you want to call it, is back. For you new guys who don't know, BWAT. Oh boy. He was a head. Did we name it? Did he name the head
Head
builder?
builder.
Head designer.
builder.
Head builder.
It was head designer, but he renamed it head
honcho.
builder. He was who is the rank now? So we can like compare it. Is it Ariel?
Minute. Oh, it's
Bart.
Bart and Toady.
Bart, yeah,
Yeah.
Bart and Toady. He had Bart and Toady's role as one person. His term was he left over the summer, I want to say, and his term lasted around 7-8 months. Would you say?
Yeah, that sounds
As a
about right.
builder, a lot of stuff came out of it. A lot of DA work, but the best thing that had come out of it is the literature. I cannot speak. The literal art of love and DA by Thomas. The
Oh
best
my
book of all time.
goodness!
Yeah, that's
I
my
forgot
fact.
about it.
If
How
you
could
guys
you forget?
don't know Love and DA, ask someone. They have it on the server. It
Oh
is
my
the love story between former artist Napoleon. Is he still an artist?
No,
still
he's an artist, I think.
Between artist Napoleon and former artist Super Ulster. Rest in peace.
Oh, may she rest
I
in
miss
peace.
Super. I miss Super.
I still have her Snapchat, man.
Super's- I know. I have it too. He doesn't talk to me though. It's sad. I don't even think she knows I have it.
Oh,
Anyway,
rip.
but yeah, Biwa is back as a manager rank. As well as a staff, a team, and a donor. The more you know. What did you say, Matthew?
What's manager rank?
Well, that segues into our next topic, the assistant and manager rank. Would you look at that? I nailed that.
Isn't that crazy how things work out?
I know, right? So,
It's like he was
the
thinking
manager
about
rank.
that.
I know, right? The manager rank was the most recent rank added to MCME. It removed the assistant rank, which a few members of the community were originally, like Super and Rafi. They were guide assistant, artist assistant. I think there was a media assistant at one point. So it removed that rank and made the manager rank. And I quote from the website, aka I quote from Smaug. Manager is a new staff rank that is meant for guides and builders who can't or have not reached a skill level of designer, but show staff rank capabilities as described above, as well as those builders who want to contribute to MCME in a different way. So right now we have a few managers. BWAT is one of them. Soars is actually one of them, and they are just helping the community out.
RVB too.
RVB is the media assistant as well. Media manager, my bad, not assistant.
Math.
See, name changes. You hate to see it.
So yeah, we know it can be kind of difficult to, with all these different changes, to understand what's going on. But manager is like the old staff rank.
Confused.
Yes, it's very confusing. I don't know why they switched it. Well, like, I get the reason, but it just gets, once you're used to something, it gets annoying.
That was a nice voice crack, dude.
Me?
Yes.
Did I have a
I
voice
really
crack?
liked
It
it.
was a little.
It was on tune.
I liked it
Beautiful.
a lot.
Anyway, and so the most recent event that happened is the announcement of the Lord of the Rings Amazon TV showcast, which was actually production was recently put on hold for it.
Yeah.
I don't know if there was a reason, but it was put on hold along with the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. That was the headline. It was paired with that.
Sad.
So that's how I
It's so
remember
sad.
it. So they released the cast, and I was looking through it today. It's a lot of nobodies.
No, don't say that. Don't say that, because here I'm gonna give my opinion, and I know that I'm just taking over, but I'm gonna give my opinion.
Okay. Apart from two of them who have been in Game of Thrones as pretty symbolic characters, I was looking through the list and I hadn't heard of any of these people or the films they've been in. So I'm like, yikes.
Well, okay, but think about it. So,
for this show.
But okay, think about it. So Amazon has put out a lot of originals recently, just kind of like all the other streaming services, particularly Netflix. But I've actually watched some of them, and especially ones like The Man in the High Castle. These shows are actually really good. Like, when they do it right, they do it right. And I feel like The Man in the High Castle, okay, that one I guess has a few more known people, but like the girl who plays Juliana, I don't know if I've ever seen her in anything, and she's, I mean, a main role. She's great at it. So as tentative as I am, because I love the movies, they're my favorite adaptations, and it might not ever change. I have hope for this. I really do.
I do too.
Too.
You want to say something, Ben?
Oh, it's fine.
Okay. I do too. It takes place in the Second Age of Numenor, so that'll be very interesting. I don't know who's directing it. Or like I'm checking the IMDb. There is nothing about directors.
They are tight-lipping this a lot.
One thing is though, like, if they're gonna keep it completely like as accurate as possible, and they already confirmed that the blonde chick is supposed to be younger Galadriel, this would have to be, the show would be taking place before like the first stage even begun. Like,
I feel like there might be a flashback or something.
yeah, but like they made her lead cast, so, but they're probably not gonna make it as like 100% accurate.
Oh, probably not.
Definitely
Like,
not going to be 100%.
The Hobbit wasn't 100% accurate. And that still did well.
Not at all.
Yes, it
Well,
was.
I mean, even the Lord of the Rings wasn't like.
I'll talk about this later, but The Hobbit was kind of accurate. I want to talk about it later because I've been doing some stuff.
You're gonna get messages.
Oh, I know.
You're gonna get death threats.
I can't wait. Death
It's gonna
threats.
be riot.
Does anyone else have anything?
I'm looking at the information. We know the creators. The creators are Patrick McKay and John D. Payne.
Amazing.
He wrote Flash Gordon.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, there's Patrick wrote Flash Gordon, and John D. Payne. Also worked together with Oh, hey, he was an uncredited writer for Star Trek Beyond. Patrick, or not,
Never saw
John
it.
Dupin. What?
Well, a
I'm
while
not.
ago they released that like their fellowship, whatever they called, and it like showed all the crew and listed all their different credits. But that was like a couple months ago.
I remember that. I watched that. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Like
and
Game of
I've heard
Thrones and
some
Marvel.
things like they're trying to do a bunch of seasons, and like one is gonna be like Aragorn's past and other things.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. They've already slated for 6 episodes.
Yeah, IMDb only shows 2.
No, I
Committed
think
to 5
no,
seasons.
would be
6. No, it shows 8. IMDb shows 8.
would be really
IMDb.
cool, but probably very expensive. Is if they did something
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of like the Twilight Zone type of show, where like each episode is a different story that have barely any connection. And like,
Okay.
No, I think they'll
go
do it
something.
season.
That's a thought.
Also,
Like-
they have this map. I'm looking at this map. You should link this in
Yeah.
the podcast post.
oh yeah,
But
Yeah.
it's pretty nice. It's a
yeah.
Middle Earth map.
What's that?
Obviously, the South is very
iffy.
barren, but they do show Numenor. They make a
Mhm.
very big point to show Numenor.
Yeah.
But the other, what is it called? The lands, what are directions? Northeast, west of like Eriador are sunken already.
Yeah.
So
And they
it's gonna be the
included a
speculation.
lot. They included a lot of like Umbar and Harad.
Okay.
Like it's huge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
compared to other normal Middle Earth maps.
I do want to
Yeah.
talk about your point, Waz, of making, like you said, Twilight Zone episodes.
Like, okay,
No, go ahead. You
I think it'd be very cool. I think people might get tired of it because they might want a linear story like Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit. It would also be very expensive because they'll probably start to run out of
Oh, it don't matter.
stories. Yeah.
This-
Oh yeah.
It's
I'm
it's like
reading
a
some
billion,
trivia,
right?
and this series is expected to be the most expensive TV show in history.
I
They're
like
expected
it.
to spend
Yeah.
at least $1 billion on production.
Well, yeah.
We already spent more than any other TV series.
That
Buying the
would be
I mean, they didn't even buy it for that much. They only bought it for $250 million. But $1 billion, that's a lot of money though.
Well,
I
they
know,
have
I
a
feel
lot
like
to
when
live
you
up
put
to.
like $1 billion, you don't really get the scale of how big this is going to be. I mean,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll look up the budget for the original The Lord of the Rings movies.
Well, it was really cheap.
That would also
for a
explain like
movie. Like as big as that.
because
It was only
If-
$93 million.
if they were gonna make it Twilight Zone like separate episodes like that,
Mm-hmm.
then they would probably want some of them to be like news stories, and that would explain a lot of the like cast we can't pinpoint at all.
Yeah,
Okay,
well, obviously I don't believe they can actually do the Lord of the Rings, like the Peter Jackson films, the actual Lord of the Rings stories.
Yeah.
But I believe it's going to be seasonal. I heard some, and these are rumors, of course, everything is rumors and speculation, but I believe that it's supposed to be seasonal, and this series is slated to run for at least 5 seasons.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I'm getting that off of IMDb. If you go to the Lord of the Rings, and then you go to trivia, you can find a bunch of information.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. About your point was, I think with the history of Middle Earth and Lord of the Rings Hobbit, they would want a linear storyline. I personally just watched a show called Cowboy Bebop that it has that storyline where it's like
Is it anime?
no, it's not. It's the thing is, I'm thinking. So it has the first few episodes where he introduces the characters, and then everything else is just not separate at all. And it worked
Yeah.
for that type of show. And the final 2 episodes, I just brought everything together. Just in those 2 episodes, nothing else really mattered. It was just the end too, and it worked for that type of show. But I feel like the history that Jackson put with like connecting these three movies together and all the symbolism and foreshadowing, it's not going to work with this type of show.
Yeah. I think
Could do
it
it
would.
maybe if they like.
I think.
I think they would have to like wait to do it till after they have like a good foundation with like a good nice chronological series or something. But if they would
Yeah.
they would have to wait for like it couldn't be the first
Spin-off?
season they air.
Or like those type of shows that are like the Twilight Zone thing. Like each episode is about a different person who, at first glance, like have no connection at all, and then last episode they're like, well, this person is like this guy's dad, and like they connect it all. And I
There
think
is a lot of
kinda
that in the
cool.
Lord of the Rings, I will say, or
Yeah.
just in the Middle Earth in general.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I also
I
wonder
just
how they're gonna handle all the different names, because like each person has like 500 different names, especially the elves and
That's really
stuff.
fun.
They'll probably just use the most common one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Super
just
cool.
think the scale of the stories Tolkien wrote are too large to be a single episode kind of thing, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like they couldn't do Baron and Luthien in like as one episode story.
Yeah. And they couldn't do like any of the chapters from the Silmarillion in
Mhm.
even one season almost.
I hope
Like
they do a season on like the Children of Hurin. That would be really cool.
that'd be really that'd be good.
Yeah.
Or like the Kinslaying and all that.
Yeah.
Seeing like the Silmarils in live action just gives me like goosebumps. I'd be so excited.
It'd be interesting to see, yeah.
But like they haven't, and they probably won't.
Yeah. The hardest
Most of
part
it's like first stage, so that's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
The hardest part is going to be living up to the movies, and I feel like people won't see that and they'll down the show for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I guess
everybody
that's
who
fun.
loves the movies and has never read the books will not like the show, especially if
Okay.
it takes that kind of like Twilight Zone episodic
Thing.
path. But if they make it a big linear story, I think both people will like it.
I think the hardest thing will be for casual watchers to understand where this is all coming from, because I feel like a lot of people don't know that there's so much more than just the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit. So I think this is going to be a show that'll definitely be hard for casual watchers and for people who have really only seen the movie.
Yeah.
But I hope this will bring more attention to that.
Yeah,
Because
like Barnes and Noble could be getting a giant peak in sales.
or just really anywhere, you know.
Yeah.
Or
Well, Barnes & Noble is owned by Amazon, so
Yeah.
They are?
yeah.
Oh man, I'm giving Amazon so much
Yeah.
of my money.
They'll probably be like, if you watch all episodes, we'll give you 15% off the whole entire set.
Yeah, nah, that's not gonna happen.
If you watch all that, I wish, man. I'd be binging the series like, give me my percentages.
Oh boy, take the money. All right. So, does anyone else have any final comments on the show?
I'm
I
excited.
don't think.
I'm excited too.
Thank you.
I'm tentatively very excited for this.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Me too.
I think the hard part is I think they really want to please big, like, diehard fans of the movies, which is where a lot of the fans come from. But hopefully they also want to please people who love the books just as much and probably even more. And I think it's going to be hard for them to do both at the same time.
Yeah.
We shall see.
We shall see indeed. All right. So that was kind of our agenda today, but I want to talk about some other stuff. So for Christmas, I got a box set of the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings trilogies extended edition for $50, by the way, which is a snag. Imported from Britain, so it has the little 15 in the bottom right.
Wow.
I got it off of Walmart, and it apparently got myself on the credit card fraud at the same time. So
I love Walmart.
I don't know what happened. Yeah, I got a call right afterwards. Is this your credit card? Anyway, so I watched all the extendeds, and for the first time, they were cool. Then I a few weeks ago, I started watching the behind-the-scenes stuff for The Hobbit, and there was like 40 plus hours of behind-the-scenes stuff for The Hobbit.
Yeah, the appendices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Appendices, and I have
They're
never.
really cool to watch.
Have you never seen the Lord of the Rings ones?
No, it's
I've
gonna be
seen
the
all of
third.
them
they're
at
good.
least like.
They're all on
Wait.
YouTube. Like
Well,
Yeah.
I don't want to watch them on
all-
YouTube. I have the disc. I have the Blu-rays.
Mm.
Come on. So I just wanted to talk about some stuff from that. So apparently you guys have seen it. So this is gonna make this a lot easier. One thing. Okay, I'm gonna say this. Oh, I might have to bleep out one word in this. So during the second Hobbit film, Desolation is Smaug,
Math.
one thing that one thing that I've watched around 20 hours of this stuff so far. The one thing that has stuck out to me is they were filming the barrel scene in a really cold river. I don't know what the river was called.
Yeah.
It was like somewhere off of a dam.
Mississippi.
It was not the Mississippi. And I remember Mark Hadlow, he's the actor for Dory, commented that the
That's Ellen DeGeneres.
the scene where he gets out of the barrels was his quote unquote testicle quest.
Oh,
I kid you not, he said it.
Wait, when you messaged that to me, I thought you were talking about the troll.
No,
my
I'm being serious.
No, there's a part with the troll in the Battle of the Five Armies one. Watch it.
Oh, I haven't got to that one yet.
You're gonna
Okay,
laugh.
buddy.
You're gonna laugh your butt off.
I watched the 5 hour.
Is Jam
Also
Bags.
15. Oh,
Yes!
the jam bag. Yeah, I got to that one. Yeah, I got that one. It's called Yamgurt or whatever. It's like no jam bags. Jam bags. Anyway, he called it his testicle quest. And he's like, when I got to the water, my testicles shrunk up and they were gone. They were gone.
What?
He said
Was
it.
this the
not
river
me.
Styx?
And he's like, the only thing getting me through this scene was to find my testicles again.
Oh my god.
That will be the
Wait.
one thing that will stick with me.
I'm
Word
so
podcast.
confused. As the
No.
only girl here, I'm so confused.
When you get into something cold,
They
Yes.
shrink.
Yes.
yeah, they shrink.
But they don't fall off.
Shrivel.
Why would it be a
No, they
quest?
don't.
They
It was
don't,
just
but
it
they
was just an
can-
expression.
They
It
might.
It was. They
No.
got so small, like you couldn't even feel.
Welcome to MCME.
Anyway, I
Source
might
is
have to
gonna
bleep
kill
some
you.
words into that. No, I'll bleep the words out.
Inappropriate.
It's not an appropriate topic.
Hmm.
It's just the organ.
Jam bags!
Anyway.
Human biology.
Yeah, the human biology. Come on, guys.
So
About like
Educational. We just taught away when something.
Look, it wasn't something I needed to know though.
Okay. All right. Guys. Let's move
about
on.
like the Hobbit, like people getting all mad, getting their panties in a wad about the Hobbit.
Mhm. I
It's
was
like
gonna talk about that next.
yeah, but like wait, I have one quick thing.
Get their jam bags.
I think no matter what they did, obviously there was no way to live up to Lord of the Rings, like the movies.
Mhm.
Look, the important thing to note is at least it was Peter Jackson and not Quentin Tarantino who would have
Was
directed
he going to
that.
direct them?
Yes, he was
Guillermo
here.
del Toro.
God.
It was Guillermo
Oh,
del
sorry.
It
Toro.
was Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
I was gonna
Look,
say
It's gonna be the
Tarantino.
fish love
Sure.
and
No, Guillermo's good. I like Guillermo.
I know,
But,
but like consistency, man.
but he
Oh,
was rushed. The whole okay, wait. Let me get back to this real quick and then we can
Yeah.
talk. So I think the main problem with anything, not just trying to live up to Lord of the Rings, is that they wanted to make another trilogy from the start. Well, Guillermo wanted to make two, but that's just shut up. So they had to split one book that was a children's book into 3 different movies, and each movie had to have 3 different acts. So they're basically splitting the book into 6 different things, and each
But-
one of them has to have a climax and everything.
Here's the thing though. When you think about it, I could see at least 2. I think 2 would have been a little bit smarter because you can't put as much content as they wanted to
Yeah.
into just one movie. That would have been like Avengers Endgame long, you know?
I think if they were gonna make it 2, if they just split it right when they get to Lonely Mountain, and like the last thing you saw was like Smaug's eye opening with the gold around it. If that was
Yeah.
like the last thing in the first movie.
So like essentially
and then-
condensing an unexpected journey.
Yeah, and
Oh.
then like splitting Desolation in half.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And the next thing I want to talk about was like people's anger with this film because they were apparently not accurate, which in some sense you're right, but in some sense you're
But like
not right.
they're
because-
movies
200
made for
years.
the general public.
Exactly.
Are they ever gonna be like lore heavy accurate?
Oh,
no.
no.
Yeah.
But they're meant to be enjoyable, and I think they are. I think they're very enjoyable.
Mhm.
Mhm.
A lot of people's example when it comes to this was Azok, which was not a made-up character, by the way. He was
Yeah.
in the appendices of Return of the King.
He was blown up a lot,
The way
but
he was
not made up.
portrayed was made up in the.
The way he was portrayed was, but he was an actual character.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And a
but
lot of people
not,
didn't.
not the character in The Hobbit.
Yeah, but he was said to be around that time, wasn't he?
Hmm.
It
No.
was quite a bit before, but it wasn't too much before. But it wasn't that time period. It was like
Mm-hmm. Okay.
yeah.
You
Like,
should
it was
just
400 years
unnecessarily
before.
bleep out random words, Map Thor, so that
Nah, I'm
No.
nah. And then the whole Gandalf Dol Guldur thing, was also in the appendices. It wasn't in the book, but it just explained where he
But
went.
yeah, these movies, Peter
was trying to connect.
Jackson's direction was to make essentially prequels. And as we know, prequels are never better than the original trilogy.
and
But
it's
they're
not.
funny.
Yeah.
But he was essentially trying to make it so that you could watch them in order. You could watch from like the first Hobbit movie all the way through, and then you would have background information for the Lord of the Rings. And I
Mhm.
think, although I get bored sometimes during the Dol Guldur scenes, he did that pretty well, all things considered.
Oh yeah.
And like the council, the White Council, that fight
Mhm.
scene is one of my favorite scenes in the entire trilogy.
Mhm. It's really good.
yeah, it's
It
a
really
good
does
one.
serve to show how powerful Galadriel actually is, because I feel
Mhm.
like we didn't get to see that in the movies of the Lord of the Rings.
Especially like in she like levels Dol Guldur by like snapping her fingers.
Mm-hmm.
She like after Sauron's defeated, she just
I am
takes,
inevitable.
No,
Well, you know.
credits.
she just takes a bunch of elves, which she didn't need, and then just goes up to it and like basically just like claps her hands, and then like Dol Guldur just like gets leveled.
It really do be like that.
A full emo My Chemical Romance.
But I didn't really like how in the White Council like fight scene, when she like goes like over 9,000, like that part, like
Over 9,000 what? You can't just like
It's when
forget
she
the
stands
good.
up and absolutely blows
But-
him up.
I know, but I like in the books when like she kind of does that, and
Yeah.
it's like described as her becoming like her beauty just like magnifying and just getting like just
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
much better. But then she just turns into a zombie in the movie.
You mean you don't find that beautiful? Oh, today's beauty. Oh.
Beauty is subjective. Yeah.
It would just be so cool to see her just like light up.
I mean, she does light up though.
She does.
But, like,
anyway,
turns
He lights me up.
No.
shut up.
Are you a firefly?
Did it hurt when you fell over the vending machine? Because you look like a snack.
I've seen those heating up my snack where they like turn up the heat on the like passenger seat and then look over and it's like pasta.
If I did that, it would literally just be a Sonic bag. It wouldn't. It would actually be just a snack.
Oh my. Ah. Anyone else have anything to talk about movie wise? That's wrong topic. Some weird stuff.
Have you seen
I
Jumanji?
looked up Azog's history.
What then?
I just looked up Azog's history, and I guess officially he died in the Battle of Enns and
Well,
Olabizar or something like that. That was like
was
the
that
battle.
that was in front of Moria. That one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they just kept him alive.
Yeah.
But wasn't it his
Yeah,
his
Bulk,
son?
Bulk
Yeah.
took over after his
I
died.
just found out the other day too that the two Jumanji, like the original
No,
Jumanji movie.
let's not get on Jumanji.
Wait. I've got one
No,
thing.
no.
That they're
I want to hear
This
what
is
you
Lord
have
of
to
the
say.
I
You
thought
can
they were
talk
later.
remakes. I thought they were remakes, but no, they're connected. It's the
Alright,
Jumanji
there you
cinematic
go.
universe.
You didn't
And
know that?
Oh my god.
Cool.
I didn't because I never watched that garbage.
Anyway.
I
They're
didn't see
actually
the first one. I
great
just saw the
movies.
second one.
Okay.
The first
Anyway.
movie's actually great.
Anyway.
Jonas.
Anyway. Okay. One last thing I want to talk about. Where they didn't put it here. The very odd choice of the new Lord of the Rings video game called Gollum.
What?
Oh.
Yes.
I heard about that.
This is a thing.
Send me a link to something.
It's in news if you want to scroll up. So released
think she
console
does.
and PC. So it said to be a story-driven stealth game. Not really much is known, but a story-driven stealth game. What do you guys think? Coming off of the
I'm intrigued.
interesting reviews of Shadow of War,
I
and
just
Shadow of
don't-
Mordor,
Yes.
what do you think of this?
I love
What
Shadow of
could
War
they
and
do?
Shadow of Mordor.
Would it just be him like fishing
not
with his
canon.
little feet?
I don't know.
Or would it be? What would be cool is if you're just following Sam and Frodo like the whole time. and
No,
trying to...
okay, no. Then that's like a Lego. That's almost like a Lego Gollum game.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm.
Wait.
I'm trying to. Okay. These guys. Okay, it's being
What
done
the crap?
by Daedalic Entertainment,
Oh Lord.
which is a German company for point-and-click adventures.
It's
Oh boy.
Rim.
Looks like Green Goblin.
Looks like Rim.
Guys,
What is that?
They-
They really screwed with the face.
they did. The developers, like from what I've seen, they haven't really made a lot of well-known games. So
I'm positively, or not positive. Never mind. I'm not even gonna.
that's a yikes. Like, okay,
Oh,
The-
okay. It's an action adventure game that follows Gollum, but once he acquires the ring, but before the events of, I assume, The Hobbit.
well, the events of Lord of the Rings. It says the events of Lord of
So
the
is it? Does it like end with him like making?
But wait. That doesn't make sense though. If he has the ring, it has to be before The Hobbit.
Yeah. Like,
Rings. Well,
would it start with him just being Smeagol and then end with you
it
making like the full
might.
transformation?
Well, there is
That'd
not
be
a
kinda
lot
cool.
known from this game. It's only slated to release in 2021. We will
God, I
tell a
can't believe
story
that.
before he first appears in the books.
Which books?
At all relevant
At all.
console
Like an-
platforms.
So I guess
PS5,
it's
let's
gonna
go.
be prior to Hobbit.
Like maybe it ends with him hearing like a big clank when Bilbo falls,
I actually don't know. It will be
It's fun.
interesting to see.
or how he lost the
Or when
ring.
he gets tortured.
Oh, hey, it coincides with the release date for the television series. The Amazon
Alrighty.
series.
No, it's one of those games, isn't it?
No, yeah, Amazon's gonna be like, if you watch the full season, we'll give you 3% off the game.
You know,
Come
Amazon
on.
did make a game, by the way, which is weird. I don't know what
What?
game, but they made a game. Anyway,
Just a singular game or a Lord of the Rings game.
no, they made it some action game. I can't remember. It didn't do well. That's all I can tell you.
Is it like
Um,
a delivery man RPG?
I don't know. No,
That'd
that's
be-
Death
They made a
Stranding.
couple
no.
games.
That's Death Stranding.
They've made Grand Tour the game.
I know, right? That's insane.
Gosh.
Dude, wait, I actually want this.
We don't know anything about this.
I'm cautiously optimistic. Very, very,
Well,
very
that's what I
cautiously.
think about these things, though.
If it's Lord of the Rings related, I'm interested. But
exactly.
I haven't.
I don't
no
know. I
idea.
was never a big fan of Smeagol or Gollum. Both
But
of them,
it's-
either way.
An interesting
Whenever,
choice.
but whenever I watch the Lord of the Rings, like especially Two Towers, I can't help but think him being Smeagol is cute in like a disgusting cat way, like the hairless cat thing. You know how?
You know what? Actually, Sphinx cats are cute. Smeagol is
No.
something else.
But like,
He's a monstrosity.
no, I think the biggest part, the only time I think he's somewhat cute is when he brings the rabbits and like that whole stew thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
when he's actually Smeagol, it's kind of
Yeah.
funny, but when he's Gollum, it's
He's just ugly.
It's kind of like saying, "Oh, I like the fourth personality of a schizophrenic person." You know?
Number split, boys. Let's talk about that.
I love that movie.
You got mental illness.
I wish they'd show the rest of the personalities though. They did in like his folders on the
Didn't
computer.
even see
like,
the movie. I
sad.
just referenced the movie. I've never
How,
seen it.
oh,
What?
how dare
I'm
you?
confused right now.
Split the movie with
Oh.
Yeah, we got off topic.
Professor X.
Yeah, whatever. Man. Anyway, yeah. So that's the game. 2021, $60 American. Who knows what it's gonna be about? Apart from Gollum.
Gollum.
Seeing what they did with Shadow of War, that stuff.
Shadow of War actually a good game though.
It's a really good game.
I played it for like 5 minutes. I was just
I
but that's my
really
fault.
like Shadow of Mordor. It's pretty, or Shadow of War. It's pretty good.
The game is fun.
Yes, it's not lore accurate, but it's fun.
It's fun to play in that setting.
I don't think you play a game. I don't think you play a game for its
Exactly.
lore accuracy.
Okay.
Exactly.
So since we're on the topic of games, Lord of the Rings games, for example, there's another one. It was announced. It was announced a while back, back in July, but I just want to talk about this on topic. Another Lord of the Rings MMO. So we have Lord of the Rings Online.
Oh, I
which was
think I saw
released in
it.
2007. It's a good game. I've played my fair share of it. Chicken
Oh my
runs,
goodness,
they were
yes.
fun. But now, so Amazon Game Studios is working on a Lord of the Rings
Amazon.
MMO, but in partnership with Liu, who is the same developer of Warframe. So,
I love Warframe.
Oh, wait, one's getting excited.
so, I have faith because Warframe is a game that came out years ago, and it's still making big bucks. It's still a great game,
And it's a free game. Warframe is like completely free.
and this is also going to be free to play for both PC.
It
and
is?
Not
consoles.
sponsored, by the way.
Is it a PC only?
No, PC and consoles.
I know.
Oh yeah, I'm very
That'll
excited.
be really cool.
So okay.
Epic Games should make a Lord of the
I'm
Rings
trying.
Battle Royale.
Oh
No.
God.
That'd be so bad.
It
The fun
doesn't-
of Fortnite though is that you can shoot guns. What are you gonna do? Shoot like
How did it get
crossbows?
to Fortnite.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We were talking about Epic Games.
Epic Games. But it could be. Do you see that one millionaire wanted to make an actual battle royale with like real guns and crap, and
my
literally just
gosh.
drop
So
people?
basically, the Hunger
Trump.
Games.
Yeah,
Oh.
good again.
Yeah, but like he wanted to also like make custom guns that looked like, I forget if it was either PUBG or Fortnite guns, and make it like
Wait,
actually look like Fortnite.
Not Matthew, is that what the game's gonna look like?
No.
Oh, I got really scared.
No, I think that's another Lord of the Rings game. That's not. Looks like
Is that the
Play-Doh.
battle royale?
Oh,
I'm gonna put an F in
It's
chat
like
for that
Jimmy
one.
Neutron.
Blast off.
Like they tried to make them have texture, but they're so flat. Oh man.
Yeah, looks like Play-Doh.
Did you know? I just learned this the other day that in Skyrim they made no textures for the people's feet, so they're wearing shoes that look like feet. The more you know.
Thank you.
What?
Cool.
The
You've
more
only
you know,
confused me more.
The more you know about Bethesda's.
Can I take
Just
like
have shoes, no feet.
Yeah, and then if you like zoom in on it, you can see the like hemline of the shoe.
The hemline of the
Yes. And they're
my
just
God.
feet textured shoes.
It's not
Oh
a.
my God.
What?
Do I need to educate you on what a hemline
Did
is?
you just say?
Sure. Yes, do it.
Look, I had a teacher You need a teacher.
Teacher.
Okay. Also, on another note, it's Elijah Wood's birthday, so
Today?
Happy
Oh,
yeah.
birthday, baby.
Happy birthday, Elijah Wood.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Happy birthday, my immortal friend. I will see you in the next 100 years.
Get a nose job, please.
when I'm
Fun.
dead.
Not if you're immortal like me. And
So,
Elisha Wood.
Yeah. So
Needs
yeah,
to get a nose job.
that's cool.
See? Crooked. I
Oh.
think he broke his nose a couple years ago because it's really crooked.
Rude.
You're calling that nose crooked?
Not that one. That's why I just said
I'll show you
a
something.
couple years ago. It like
No.
My
No, my
God.
dog is about to kill someone.
oh my god.
Good old dog.
You want to see something crooked, Wazowski?
No, please.
Oh,
No.
no,
Your sense of humor?
Ouch.
something crooked.
Okay, look. Look.
There you go.
Shut up.
What are
It's
these?
just
What are
not-
these pictures doing here?
I don't. Why is it? Guys, we have an off-topic channel for a reason.
No, this is in the podcast. This is on topic. What?
What?
Anyway,
Correct.
so
Yeah,
yeah,
very
do you guys have anything? Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about that's on topic?
Textured shoes.
I don't know. I mean,
What the crap?
Well, I
we've
just
talked
would
about all the new stuff.
Yeah.
Are funny.
Wait. Let me
I will say, just speaking of textures, there is on the server. Can somebody delete these?
I got
There
you.
is on the server actually a need for textures, which, if I am correct, is part of the reason we haven't been able to start on Mordor yet.
Mhm.
So if you just casually listening to this happen to have any skills or would like to learn texturing,
Yeah.
tell somebody, because it would be
Tell
a
Cody.
big help to our server.
Yeah. Contact Toady.
Contact Toti.
Toady. Toady.
And he might be big and scary, but he's really not. So
He's-
don't be afraid to talk.
Should we do a segment for like donors since the last not since the last podcast, but like this
I'm
month?
not reading them off.
No, it's okay.
Thank you for putting your money here. There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Thank
Whoever
you.
donated, thank you.
Yeah.
You get
Yeah,
more
but it is very important to donate because this
Pay us
server
well.
is not cheap to run, as,
Yeah.
as you might know. It's quite an expansive server.
And you can get a
But
horse.
It's not required. It's not required to donate. I personally, I've wanted to donate, but I haven't. So you don't need to donate to get any rank. There are perks, but
You can get
you're
a
not
horse.
buying anything.
Thank
Mhm.
you for your patronage.
Thank you. Alrighty. So, we're almost out of time here,
He
lads.
got ugly in old age.
Shh.
No, time is only a social construct.
Okay. We are running out of moments here, lads. Thank you for listening in. It's been a pleasure being your host. I will be back every other month. Soars, is it Soars? No. Who's the other host?
Rafi.
Oh,
Um,
Gadget.
Is it-
Gadget.
It's
Gadget's
Gadget. My
next month.
apologies. So the
Gadget.
the podcast is split up into two teams: the green and the blue team. We are your green team, along with Squids, who isn't here today. The blue team will consist of mainly the people outside of America. The one from the land down under, and the rest are from Europe. Anyway, so they will be here next month. Maybe Swords will be there. I don't know. He pops in every once in a while. Who knows?
Oh, Dingus is on their team too.
Oh yeah,
Dingus
so
is
we
here.
had one
Two
American.
One
We've got them
American.
all.
So yes, thank you for listening in. Wait, what am I supposed to say about MCME?
This is an official MCME
This is
production.
map 4.
Thank
Signing
you and
off.
have a good night.
All right. This.
Have a good day.
I
Matthew, I just saw that.
I actually have to say it.
Okay, shh.
Thank you everyone for listening. We'll hopefully be back next month. We said that last year, and it didn't work, but we're gonna make it work this time. I swear. So thank you for listening. This is an official MCME production. And we will see you all next 2 months. 2 months. Yeah. You'll see me and these people in 2 months.
my
You'll
God.
see
I might not be invited.
Yeah.
maybe not. We'll see.
Don't forget to catch the next one.
Yeah, or else. I can
Thank
tell
you,
who
folks,
watches these.
and have a
things.
good night.
Don't get coronavirus.
Oh!
Donuts
Alright.
are yummy.
Yeah.